Okay. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Factutainment. I'm Zero Yeti, and this is part two to a video we did where we talked about our favorite Pokemon. Um, and we did that with Avery. No, not Avery. We did that with Akka and Aura and Beth and I. But unfortunately, Braden and Avery were unable to make it. So we're kind of just doing a follow up with them to see their favorite Pokemon. And I am joined by Avery,
Hello.
It'd be weird if they weren't here.
Here to
Beth,
talk about the Pokemans.
This is just the on your stream display. One of those thumbnails. Does not look right from a distance.
what?
You see the thing on your screen that I assume is a finger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's finger.
It's an ad for hearing
Aha.
aids.
Aha.
And I'm also joined
Finger.
by Braden.
Yahoo! Hello. Greet.
You see, Brain. The trick is if you're trying to do the Mario Yahoo, you got to put a B in front of it. Yahoo!
So, yeah,
I mean, yeah, if you go for the Mario one, that one was pretty good.
we'll start with Avery.
All right, I'm assuming I'm starting with normal types. I'm going to assume,
Yes.
and for
Yeah,
that
just
my
go.
pick.
We're gonna go in. We're gonna go in order, and then we're gonna bounce between you two.
No, my pick for normal
Each type.
is good old big round boy Snorlax. Mostly for memories of Fire Red back in the day.
Good old
Grabbing this
narcoleptic
gra-
Totoro.
grabbing this big fuck, teaching him sleep, talk, rest, curse, and body slam, and bodying the Elite Four.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my memories.
Try hard, child Avery.
If it works, it works.
There
Throwing
you go.
dynamite isn't a martial art.
I mean, Snorlax was also like prime material for Hyper Beam because he's a normal type, so you got Stab, and Hyper Beams were all physical, like because all normal types were physical back in the day. And then if you one shot, which you were more likely to do with Snorlax, you could just keep firing Hyper Beams.
Oh yeah, that's legitimately like one thing from original Gen 1 that I think should have stayed. Is that if you get a knockout with a recharge move, you should be able to do it again.
I think no,
Fucking do it again.
because
Yeah.
that was
Oxy.
really hard.
No, you just switch in a rock type. It's fine.
I'll switch in my rock type against slacking using fucking Giga Impact. Why not? I'll surely survive.
Yes, especially in Gen 3, just switch in Aggron on the Giga Impact. It only takes quarter damage. It's fine.
I hear
I'm sorry, can
severe.
you say that name again, Avery? What's
Aggron?
the name of that move?
Oh, Giga Impact?
Move. Okay. Giger Impact.
And now we're Brayden. What's your pick for normal types?
Alright. Well, as nice as Snorlax is, I do enjoy me a Snorlax, but my favorite normal type is the OG Porygon.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Not even like Porygon 2 or Z. OG Porygon.
Nope. Regular Porygon. This Pokemon is PlayStation 1 graphics manifest. And I think that
I'm pretty
is
sure it's more like
fantastic.
pretty
Do
sure it's
you
more like
have-
it's in Nintendo 64.
But do you have memories of grinding the 9999 coins in the game corner you needed to get Porygon?
Well, it's simple.
Oh
Much like
no.
Akka, who picked, I think, Porygon 2 for their favorite normal type, Braden has a gambling addiction.
Out.
Actually,
Just
quite the
like the
opposite.
edge.
No, I have actually never acquired a Porygon in a Pokemon game.
The opposite of an addiction.
I mean, probably for the best, because as cool as he is in the original games, he's not very good.
Porygon has a niche, and that is Porygon learns a lot of moves that normal types don't usually get.
There you go. That's cool.
His stats do not back up using those moves, but you can use them if you want to. Uh, it's like
The
how
opposite of addicted is blind and independent.
it's like how Raticate can learn Thunderbolt. Why would you teach Raticate Thunderbolt? I don't know. You can though.
I mean, I guess to really surprise a water type, I guess.
Hell, you can teach Machamp Fire Blast. Why would you? Your attack stat, your special attack stat is dog shit.
Yeah, it's like a third.
Okay,
attack stat.
okay, Stag, but you say that, but you insisted on that like special attacking Gyarados in Scarlet and Violet just because it had a modest nature.
And it pulled off some
Really?
wins.
I mean, the thing is in OG Gen 1, Gyarados was a very good special attacker, but only in OG Gen 1.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because Stag was like, "Oh, it has a modest nature. I have to make it a special attacker." And one of the other people in the group was like, "Even if it's modest, that's still not enough to make it disincentivize making it a physical attacker."
I made it a mixed
I
attacker.
could see running it as a mixed attacker with like one special move for coverage.
I think
But
I had 2 special
about
moves
it.
and 2 physical moves.
Yeah, okay, that's not as insane as a pure special attacking Gyarados. I'll give you that.
My only real memories with that is I think I was fighting Beth, and you were like, "Wait, how did that not kill you?" And I'm like, "Oh, because it's modest, so I spec it like this." And you're like, "Why the fuck would you do that?" And I'm like, "I survived the battle with it." Anyway, you're up, Avery, for fire. There we go.
Alright, for fire, it is Volcarona.
Hmm?
I have memories of playing original Gen 5 Pokemon Black and going out of my way to get one. Because when I was a kid, and still to this day, fascinated by insects. And when I was a
Still
kid,
a kid fact.
I also fire types were my favorite types. So you take a bug that is fire, match made in heaven.
Take a bug, you light it on fire.
There you go.
It also did help that it was also very good.
Apologize to the audience if you could have heard the fucking guy on a lawnmower driving
Weird.
right past my window.
Some sort of weird future machine noise out there.
Fucking
Yeah,
lawnmower.
and as I then top it off, Quiver Dance. Do I need to say more?
Yeah,
Sounded
my
like a UFO went over your house.
my only issue with Volcarona is like it's really hard to try and use one in an actual playthrough.
With terrestrialization in Gen 9, it's a bit easier, but not by a whole lot.
I mean, like of trying to get one.
Ah, yeah. Because Larvesta like evolves at like level 55 or something.
Yeah,
I mean, there was like a static encounter you could get with Volcarona in Black and White, but
It was like mid to late game, and it was also really
Yeah.
high level, and I
yeah, but
Okay.
that is
get
my
like a Larvest or an egg or something, but only like post game.
pick for Le Fire type.
okay, Braden, you're up.
All right. Well, My favorite fire type is the old school Magmar.
Okay, it's not close to him. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of a spicy pick, to be honest.
That's
Not
solid.
one you hear, not one you hear every day.
So, when I was a kid, I had a few episodes of Pokemon on DVD. And my favorite one,
Ragnar.
yes, my favorite one was the one where Ash's Charizard went up against, what was his name, Blaine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blaine's Magmar. I just watching the Magmar do Fire Punch and Fire Blast and all that. And the competitive fighting was it was epic. I just thought it was so cool as a kid.
I
So
remember,
In an actual game, that would have been a slog.
yeah, because fire is resistant to fire. And Magmar kind of just suffers from it being fairly late game usually. And so by the time you were going to put a Magmar on your team, you've probably already got a fire type.
You probably got, if you didn't get like Charizard, then you probably got like a Rapidash
or a
or
Growlithe.
Flareon or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
The exception of this is Gen
Magmar.
2, where you can get Magby as one of your eggs that you're given. I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Magmar's Japanese name is Uber.
Uber?
Uber.
Yeah. Yeah, Magmar's solid.
That is my pick for a fire type.
Okay. Switching it back over to Avery. 1 second, it's loading. And water.
Magby's Japanese name is Booby.
Yep. Indeed it is.
Gyarados.
Gyarados. Because it's all reliable. You can always rely on your good pal Gyarados. No matter what fucking Pokemon game you're playing, he's always there.
Gyarados is actually the reason I have an idea for maybe doing a playthrough where you literally use the same team every generation. It's like, and I'm like, your solid options are probably going to be consistently Geodude, Gyarados, and Zubat.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go.
Yeah, absolute monster in original Gen 1, but then he got a bit nerfed with the special stat split. But still, overall, teach it Waterfall, teach it Dragon Dance,
Dragon
Out-
Dance, I
and
got
you're,
over it.
and you're off to the races.
Literally outside of the legendaries, Gyarados is considered to be one of, if not the best Pokemon for the original Gen 1 games.
Yeah,
That would make
at
sense.
least at least for in competitive like Gen 1 RBY not so much. But if you're playing the game casually, yeah.
You can basically take out the entire Elite Four by himself. Yeah.
But that is my pick for water.
Switch it back over to Brayden. You're up.
All right. And my pick for water is Quagsire.
Quack, quack,
Oh,
quack.
the derpiest derpy boy.
He is a derpy boy, and he subverts expectations. Because I remember that early on, the thought is, ooh, water weak to electric. Hit it with electric, and it does nothing.
And you're just like,
It's
oh,
rude.
what's going on here?
And like everybody knows about that these days, but it's just
Yeah, when you're a kid, just like, what? But then you hit it with a grass move and it fucking dies.
I remember
Yeah.
Nick and I used one called Hellbender in our Hoenn playthrough, and it turns out Discount Salamence is still really good.
Do you mean discount Swamp?
Yeah, Swamp. I don't know why I said Salamence.
Yeah. Yeah, Quagsire's a dragon, as people know.
Yeah, no, Discount Swampert is still fucking awesome.
I mean, especially to be fair, especially in Gen 3, because trainers of grass types in Gen 3 are actually really rare.
Yeah, weirdly. Except for like the Elite Four.
And even then, it's only like there's a Ludicolo you got to worry about, but that's about it.
Well, you got Shiftry.
Shiftry's garbage. It's fine.
And Cacturn.
Wow.
And
Any ship
Cradilly.
appreciators?
Sorry, just Shiftry in Gen 3 just didn't learn any fucking moves.
And if I recall correctly, our Quagsire is the reason we were able to beat Steven Stone's Metagross, is because we kept spamming Dig.
Yeah, that'll
Because fucking Metagross took out half our team.
just Meteor Mash, Meteor Mash, Meteor Mash.
Yeah, because we're like, well, we can use we have Misdreavus, and it's a psychic type. We'll use a ghost type move. Shit, its defenses are too high for us to do anything.
I mean, it also doesn't help, that especially in Gen 3, Steel resisted Ghost.
Yeah. And then Nick was like, throw out Tyranitar, it's a dark type. And it's like, cool, we did a quarter of its health, and then we got one shot. Anyway. Switching back to Avery, and for grass type.
Alright, my pick for grass.
Torterra.
Torterra.
So
It's a world turtle. What
Beautiful
was I
pick.
say? It learns Earthquake at level 32, like when it evolves. Give this fucker Woodhammer and Earthquake and Curse. You're done. The game's over.
Or like Stockpile or something.
Giga Drain.
Yeah, Torterra is honestly one of my favorite starter final forms, just because it's interesting and it has a lot going for it without it's like just teetering on the edge of being too busy a design, but it doesn't go over that.
I remember I used to have arguments with my brother because he kept thinking Torterra was a rock type. And I'm like, no, just because it has mountains on it doesn't mean it's a rock type.
You know, it's grass ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's grass ground.
He thought it was grass rock.
It's the earth. So ground type, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic choice.
Yeah. Just curse sweeping.
Complete dog shit choice.
Switching back over to Braden.
All right. And for me, my favorite grass type is Celebi.
Because you like Pokemon that you can't obtain.
Well, the reason is time travel is cool.
Was it the movie?
I think I did see the movie. Yeah, it had to have been the
It's
movie.
the third Pokemon movie, I believe.
I thought the third one was the Entei one.
Forever.
Yeah.
Pokemon Forever.
That was the fourth one. Yeah. I just didn't remember. I didn't remember which came first, the Entei one or the Celebi one.
Because it was Mewtwo, and then Lugia, then Entei, then Celebi.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Entei movie was my favorite, but I mean, just time travel. That's pretty much it.
I liked the Lugia one as well.
Yeah, I think the first four Pokemon movies do really hold up, honestly.
The Entei one is probably story-wise the best one.
Yeah.
Come back next week when we review every Pokemon movie.
Turns out most of them suck.
Oh no.
And there's like 15 of them. Oh no.
I think there's like close
a big number.
I think there's like 20 something now.
Oh no.
Anyway,
we should do that at some point. This is an idea we floated at one point. We should probably follow through on it later.
Watch it marathon every fucking Pokemon movie.
Well, we'll review them, watch them one at a time, and review them one at a time, not blitzkrieg ourselves with them. None of us would want to be alive after that.
I'll go into my electric type pick.
Yep.
For me, it is Magnezone.
Yeah.
Just I remember as a child having experience with Magneton because I played, Fire Red and shit as a kid, and then going to like Pearl and discovering the new evolution and just being so hyped about it, and he was get a fucking Thunderbolt and Flash Cannon, and you're off to the fucking races. It was great. And
Finally, you can learn a decent steel type move.
I know it's not a Magnezone, but I have strong memories of using Magneton to solo Lance.
Yeah, and I just remember just loving tearing through the game with this UFO looking motherfucker.
Fantastic.
Solid choice.
Yeah, I actually
Liquid choice.
almost.
Gas choice.
I-
Plasma.
I almost picked Magneton because Magnemite's really cool, and 3 Magnemites is 3 times as cool. But
Then you
I
melt them
ended up
together.
having to go with Zapdos.
Yeah.
I mean, it is hard to resist the appeal of the first electric legendary. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Even though its wings always looked sort of like a cardboard art to me for some reason.
yeah. I do think Zapdos was the first legendary Pokemon I actually played as for any extended period of time in any of the mystery dungeon games. So
It's
Oh,
also
Mystery Dungeon. I need to finish replaying Mystery Dungeon.
the earliest obtainable legendary in Kanto if you don't glitch in Mew.
I think you're right.
very
Yeah.
nice.
I don't think anybody can finish a mystery dungeon game.
Okay, switching back
Get
to
to the-
Avery.
Get to the 99 level, get to the 99 floor dungeon, and be like, I don't got time for this shit.
What's Avery's pick for Ice?
Ice, it is Mamoswine.
Solid.
Very nice, yes.
Just
Awkward.
very solid. One of the very few actually good ice types.
It's a mammoth
Just complete-
pig.
And it's a mammoth pig. What's not to like? One of the ones it's weird that it's not a fossil mon, But
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
thought,
that
like,
was part of that was a theme with some of the Gen 4 evolutions, because you had the Piloswine evolution is Mamoswine, which is a mammoth. You had Yanma into Yanmega, which is a Meganula, and you had Tangela into Tangrowth, which is sort of like a hairy caveman. I feel like there's one I'm missing.
it was all like
then-
if they knew ancient power, they got to evolve.
Yeah, and that was the thing that tied them together.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it still just felt weird to me even as a kid.
I'm not sure if there's a fourth one. There might
Yeah,
have
it
been.
probably isn't.
Yeah, but just going full, just avalanche, earthquake, couple bits of coverage, unstoppable.
Okay, switching back over to Bryn.
So for Ice, I am going to follow a similar theme here. Wait, where is it? There it is, Articuno.
Bird.
Kind of similar to.
We got back-to-back legendary birds, everyone.
Sadly, Moltres was not my fire type. I had to choose Magmar. But yes, Articuno was actually my favorite of the 3 legendary birds. And
It's very pretty. Used to be very strong.
Yeah, fun fact, in
Then
RBY,
Stealth Rock happened.
in RBY, original Gen 1, Blizzard coming off of an Articuno was the strongest unboosted special attack in the game. Just fun fact.
Also, Articuno and Zapdos are the sole reasons that Rock type was as viable as it was in Gen 1. Because you needed something that could resist both electric and ice.
There you go.
So Golem and Rhydon did quite well. So did the fossils, actually. And Onyx was Onyx.
Of course.
Which to this day, I am angered at the Pokemon gods for making Onyx so dog shit in the games. Because he was so cool in the anime as a kid. When you got him and he did fucking nothing.
Yep.
It's the
That's
weird ass
because in the
stat
anime you can do
distribution.
anything.
Yeah, it's the weird ass stat distribution.
Yeah, but anyway.
Next up is Avery for once it
Then
loads
God made Eviola.
for fighting.
For fighting, my choice is Main Shao.
This is a Pokemon I forget exists.
I've
Yep.
never seen this before in my life.
It's a Gen 4 mon. I think
No, it's Gen 5.
Gen 5, yeah.
Okay.
I believe it's mono fighting, I believe.
Yes.
Just, it has regenerator, it learns U-turn, it hits really fucking hard.
Go away.
What's not to like? It got me through so many fights in my original playthrough.
It
of
has
Pokemon.
weird noodle arms.
It's based off a
They're
Mantis.
not noodles, they're sleeves.
Yeah, as I said, not a whole lot to say. I just like Main Shao.
Okay, so
There
we're
you
back
go.
over to Braden.
And my favorite fighting Pokemon is Krogunk.
Fair enough.
And the reason it is Krogunk is because the last of the Pokemon show that I used to watch was the Sinnoh region. And Brock's Krogunk was
Brock's- was fantastic.
it was a
to be
fucking
fair,
G.
Just
The
the old
anti-sexual sexual harassment enforcer.
the anti-sexual harassment frog. Yeah.
Yeah. He kept Brocky in check.
You see, Misty left the show, and then no one was there to keep Brock in check, which shows in the Hoenn anime. So they brought back in another thing to keep Brock in check.
With a prompt poison jab to the ribs.
Yep.
Okay, speaking of poison, Avery, your pick for poison once it loads. There we go. Good.
For me, it is Drapion.
Yeah.
I remember spending so much time as a kid in Gen 4 trying to get a goddamn Skorupi. Because if I remember correctly, they were only in the Safari Zone. Well, the Great Marsh in Gen 4. But,
I think they were, yeah.
and spending so much goddamn time, but then I finally got it. Cross Poison X Scissor Night Slash. With the super critical ability, it was a thing of beauty.
And the boost of not being weak to psychic.
Yeah, and when I used to do Showdown Monotype, I would have Scolipede lead with Swords Dance and Baton Pass so I could then Baton Pass speed boosts and plus attack into Drapion.
Sound like a solid
It
strategy.
also
to me.
only has one weakness or
Yeah, I think it's
weakness
just
fighting.
it's
Ground?
just ground because poison resists fighting.
Yeah.
Even I don't remember how fairy interacts. I think it's not weak to fairy either. I believe, but yeah.
Switching
Great.
over to Braden.
Plus, I owned a scorpion as a kid, and it's a scorpion. I was happy with this.
My favorite poison type is Weezing.
Weezing!
Solely on the point that for a lot of the very, very early Pokemon show, that was James's go-to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wheezing.
No, sorry. I enjoyed Team Rocket, and I thought James was cool. So
I've had a lot of I've used the original Wheezing a
Inspired me to be
bit.
gay.
I've had a lot of fun using British Wheezing because its ability is fun to mess with.
Oh yes, Galarian wheezing.
I have a lot of fun making bad mons viable using Galarian Wheezing as their partner.
That
There you
seems
go.
to be just something you like doing, is just taking bad mons and being like, how can I make this work?
Yeah. Alright. And we're gonna load up. Avery, your ground type pick.
My ground type pick is Crocodile. With an honourable mention to Excadrill. It was very close, but I ended up going with Crocodile. Because I just remember being carried so hard in like the mid game of Black and White with my Crocodile and Moxie. It was so fun as a child, at the very least.
Yeah.
Just I kill things, I get stronger. This is fantastic.
absolutely. Very nice, very nice.
Then Scrafty
Yeah.
comes over and does the same thing. Like, no!
And you're up, Bryn.
Yeah, mine was Diglett.
Diglett dig.
Diglett dig. I like the memes about Diglett being like a super jacked, swole, buff dude underneath the ground. That's hilarious.
But the reason you prefer Diglett over Doug Trio is that 3 jacked buff dudes is too much for you?
No,
I like seeing buff men.
I'm actually it's I don't know like for like
You have to pace
for like
yourself. You have to know your limits.
for them better, but for Douglet compared to Doug Trio, I like Diglett better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the simple design is probably it.
Right, do you like the
Because
one that's
Doug
got
Trio is
hair?
angry.
Or
What's that?
do you like the
Oh, he probably doesn't
variant
know what that
hair?
is.
Oh, the one with hair.
Yeah.
Um,
Alolan, I believe.
Yeah.
Alolan dig.
Yes.
I don't even remember what that one looks like.
You can pull it up right now in the ground section.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got like
hold up.
they've got like
Uh,
blonde wigs.
Oh, that one.
Yes. Very unfortunate because it's just kind of worse competitively.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more familiar with this one, so I'll probably stick with this one.
Oh, that's fair.
I do kind of like the little hair tufts. Though.
Everyone has fond memories of using Diglett or Doug Trio to destroy Lieutenant Surge. Because it's right next to him.
And they're really fast.
Switching back to Avery. Sorry, it takes a second to switch. And you're good for flying.
For flying, my pick is Staraptor. Just for being such an MVP back in the day, being one of the first genuinely very good early game birds. Getting close combat at like level 36 when it evolved, it was just a thing of beauty.
I've had to deal with so many people who think Staraptor is a fucking fighting type, part fighting type, because of. I'm like, no, it just learns close combat.
Yeah, but
Oh my god.
close combat, brave bird, normal, a normal move of your choice, and some coverage.
Honestly,
It's got the edgy
I honestly
mohawk.
found it funny. Honestly, found it funny because playing through Crystal right now, and I needed a Pokemon that can learn flying, and I ended up with, I got a Spearow at the start of the game, and it's just like, well, let's see, let me cross-reference the Pokemon that can learn flying, and cross-reference to that to how many of it can use it well. And it's like, oh, Fearo's actually really strong when you have no other options,
Yeah.
no better options anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, so just MVP completely reliable in those games.
Plus, if you
Still,
get the
still kind
trade, go
of,
ahead.
still kind of holds up today, honestly.
I was gonna say in Crystal Plus, if you get the trade Fearow because you get the boost from it being a traded Pokemon, it's pretty strong.
There's like this Spearow you get that's named like Kenya, I believe.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, you're up.
Yeah.
Alright. My favorite flying type is Rayquaza. Or Rayquaza, however you want to pronounce it.
What is it?
And that is because, yeah, please.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl! Yes! But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is.
It's based off
I think-
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, I believe so.
Well,
yeah.
no, it's based on Ziz to go with Behemoth and Leviathan from Gen 3.
I assumed because of sort of the Aztec design, it had some inspiration from Quetzalcoatl.
Maybe. I mean, Gen 3 had a, like, low-key Jewish theme with the three things from the the Leviathan, Behemoth, and Ziz, and then the three golems.
Golems, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe I was just thinking of. I guess there's a few flying serpent gods in mythology.
Yeah,
A lot of ancient civilizations were like, this thing would look sick as fuck if it had wings, and they see this noodle on the ground.
Because you got the Aztecs have one, ancient Jews have one, various dragons, like especially like the lung dragons of Eastern mythology. You have the rainbow serpent from Australian mythology. You have
We only get the pancreas dragon.
it's like yeah, you have a bunch of like what if snake flew, like you have I think it's like the Polynesians, different Polynesian cultures have one where it's like there's a snake that tries to eat the moon, like that's why the moon
Jormungandr.
has. They're like yeah, well Jormungandr's ocean, but yeah.
No. I said your Moongonder.
Oh, okay.
It's a
I
pun.
thought you were saying Jormungandr. I'm like, that is a big snake god, but that's like ocean.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Rayquaza, though, solid choice, even though Rayquaza is weirdly slow, stats-wise.
yeah, that's funny because you have right next to each other, and it's like, who is faster, God of the Sky and jet streams, Mole?
Yeah, like, it's like 95 base speed, which just feels... It's not a slow mon, it just feels slower than it should be.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
Why,
ones.
Mega Rayquaza's
why
more.
is, for example, Star Raptor's base speed is like 120? Why is this random bird faster than a dragon god of the skies?
That's one of my favorite things
Well, you
ever.
see, it's the difference between. It's sort of like how peregrine falcons can dive really fast. For you know, it's about spot speed versus long distance speed.
That's like one of my favorite things in Pokemon is just the nonsensical stats. Where what the favorite meme I have is the who's better at punching things, the god manifestation of the darkest timeline like day to ever exist, or a crab. Crab
What do you mean by
wins.
that?
What'd you say, Beth?
What Pokemon are you describing?
Eternatus.
Oh.
It's like who has a
I
higher
assume you mean
attack stat?
Kingler.
Yeah. It's like crab. Crab has higher stat attack.
Everything goes back to Crab.
And then you're up, Avery, for psychic.
Yes, he is Europe. How did you
Yeah.
know?
And my choice for psychic is God of War. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. We were making all sorts of jokes about picking Pokemon
Gooner
for
picks.
cool reasons, and then you pick this. In the
I have
video.
loved God of War since I played Emerald as a child.
Okay, they
Shut
gave
up.
me shit over Lapras, so this is definitely you get shit for this.
I liked God of War before I had even had access to the internet. So, shut up.
yeah.
I mean,
So
Gardevoir,
awakening.
it's solid option for psychic fairy type. It's got a
What
decent
was it,
array of
Psychic
moves.
Fairy now?
Yeah.
It's strong. It's strong. It learned like Calm Mind. It was very pretty. I just liked it as a kid.
You had
Okay.
to put up
Yeah.
with the bullshit that is Ralts and switch training it because
Yeah,
it only learns one move, which is teleport.
And then you get to Curlier, and then it's not actually much better.
But at least you have moves now. And then you're like Gardevoir, and you're like, oh, you're actually good now. Good.
You
Oh,
get
so
to God of War. It learns Calm Mind, and then it's just kind of over from there.
so Ralts is Abra 2.0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
With like,
The
except
difference is because it's not a trade Evo, Curlier wasn't allowed to be good, unlike Kadabra.
also, Gardevoir is not as much of a glass cannon.
Yeah, it's actually special, especially on the special side, is actually quite defensive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Alakazam is if you sneeze on him, he dies.
I mean, nowadays a lot of people will die if you sneeze on them.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
yeah, it's there's no K in it.
Yeah, but that's
What
my
the mother? I have to pick a letter?
Or symbol. Because they added question marks and
Okay,
exclamation points.
I'm just gonna put this one, but like none of the letters or symbols in particular are my favorite. I just
it's
like
weird that you
unknown.
picked that letter.
Why?
Yeah, but that was my pick.
But which letter did you
Wait,
pick?
no, what? Why?
You picked
I need you to elaborate on that.
You picked it. I'm just curious as to why you singled out the letter N.
I didn't single out any in particular. I just picked one that was there. Yeah, no. You know what? Now the letter N unknown is now my favorite. Just
Okay.
because
You
it seems
see,
no.
he
No.
gravitates towards the letter N because he's never played a Gen 5 game, yet subconsciously still likes N.
No, I like unknown because of the Entei movie. Like,
They are so supremely weird in like a fantastic way in that movie.
yeah, like it makes you feel like there's some sort of like higher presence, some sort of like destructive like entity when they're collectively together. But it's like,
Such a shame that they're so garbage in game. Because
yeah,
I remember watching that movie as a kid, going and playing Gen 2 and being like, "Oh, unknown," using it for like 3 battles and going, "Okay, in the box you go."
Well, you see, it's because you can't have 28 Pokemon with you at one time.
I still think unknown. They could have buffed it by just being like, it's the alphabet. Its gimmick is that it can learn any TM move, but it sucks. Because that would have at least given it some use. But yeah. So, Brent, does the phrase "natural harmonic gropius" mean anything to you?
No, don't say.
I don't think so.
Don't
No.
get demonetized.
All right. Now we'll switch over to Avery. 1 second. Loading. People keep slamming shit.
Wait,
Bug
wait,
type.
natural. Yeah, okay, bug
For
type.
me,
Yeah.
it is
I'll explain.
Sizzle.
I'll explain the joke to you. There is a character who he's like the main villain of Gen 5. Well, he's set up to be the main villain of Gen 5. His name is In. Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
His full name is Natural Harmonic Gropius for some fucking reason. Uh,
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, but my pick for bug is Sizzle.
Sizzle! Solid.
Just he's a bug. He's metal. What's not to like? I also really enjoyed his presence in. I think it was the Celebi movie. I believe.
I remember I had a Scizor on a team I used pretty heavily that I called Martian Manhunter because he was really strong unless the opponent had a fire type. Uh,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It was those cases like, oh no, fire type, time to get you the fuck out.
Switch. Come back.
Yeah, but them technician bullet punches, fan fucking tastic. Yeah, but that's my pick for bug.
also, I learned relatively recently that you can technically in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal get a Steelix or a Scizor before the third gym. If you are willing to farm a metal coat off of a wild Magnemite.
Oh,
All right, then like a 5% chance of holding one. Or
Yeah, if you're
something.
willing to do it, you're able to get fucking like Steelix or Scizor to go take on
5%
Whitney.
ain't bad. But my favorite bug type is Beedrill.
Oh, Beedrill.
First
Oh,
off,
Beedrill,
is it like
the
OG?
only bug type in Gen 1 to actually get a decent move pool of bug moves.
Yeah.
You know what the sad thing is? I'm currently going through a mono bug run of Gen 1. Beedrill of the bugs of my team is the one who consistently gets killed the quickest.
Oh no.
And it's like, you are the one with the good moves. Why? Why is Parasect living longer than you?
Because Parasect is bulky and Beedrill is frail.
Yeah, once you
Beedrill's-
get a Venom off, you'll be fine.
There you go. Yeah, Beedrill is like the OG like first threat to trainers out in the wild whenever like you're first watching the show and stuff like that. That's what everybody's always running from.
Until
And
you encounter the random high level Rattata that knows hyper things randomly and is able to like one shot your starter. Which that was always just a random like what the fuck situation.
yeah.
You had fear before fear.
Yeah, but Beedrill's solid, yeah.
Plus everybody knows that's Big Dick B.
Alright, moving on.
Moving on to Avery with Rock Type.
For rock, for my pick, it is good old fucking T-Tar. You get rock slide, you get crunch, stream, get the sandstorm going. What's not to like?
Not beating the British stereotype accusations with the T.
Hey. Yeah, what's not to like? Said, unfortunately, you get it in Gen 2, you get it so fucking late game that it doesn't fucking matter because it evolves at a higher level than even the last of the Kanto gyms.
That's the one issue with Tyranitar is that Gen 2 pretends it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but to this day, whenever I get the opportunity to put a T-Tar on my team in a mainline Pokemon game, I'm going to take the T-Tar every single time.
Fair enough.
Guitar on my T team.
Tyranitar's pretty solid, yeah.
Eh? I know very little about it, but sounds good.
Like
It's
one of the few pseudo legendaries that's not a fucking dragon.
Yeah, like one of like 2.
Very good.
because Volcarona doesn't count.
Because it has like
It-
590 instead of 600 BST.
And then we got Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo. I like Sudowoodo for very similar reasons to Quagsire.
It's Derby.
It's derpy and it subverts expectations. You expect it to be a grass type, and it's not. So it's a rock type.
It's for Gen. Granted, Power Crap has destroyed Sudowoodo. For Gen 2, it's actually a pretty solid team member.
Plus, it's been like over time made less unique than it was in Gen 2, where there was like only one per game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think maybe it could have been
Also playing through
helped.
Crystal.
Go ahead.
Also playing through Crystal, I've realized that I feel like there's something lost between Sudowoodo's official art and its original sprite.
Yeah. I think Sudowoodo may have been helped if they had given it a similar. Because it's very similar to Snorlax in the sense of it's literally a roadblock Pokemon. But how Snorlax has the gimmick of it's able to like use rest and sleep to like be pretty strong. If they had given something similar to Sudowoodo, I think Sudowoodo would have kind of stuck around longer.
Yeah, I think the biggest upgrade it got in more recent years was access to Wood Hammer, but that's about it, really.
Yeah. I'm not saying like you need to change its type or anything, or maybe even change its stats too much. I'm just thinking like if you gave it some niche it could do.
Yeah, I get you. But it is a very solid choice.
I'd say it's rock solid.
Yeah.
Okay, put it over on my stream.
Okay.
Like this is like the modern art.
Uh-huh.
You have the old art, and then the original sprite, which like something about the dot eyes. Like I feel like there's the advancement of time has taken away some of this charm.
I get you.
Okay, you can go back.
Alright. What? So there was just the invincible thing that popped up. Okay, now we're doing
Yes,
Ghost
that's what.
Flame.
If you not noticed, that's what I've had on my stream.
I haven't clicked onto you until this point.
My pick for ghost type is Chandelure.
Hey, that's the same thing Aura picked.
Nice.
Because I just find it very interesting concept-wise. A haunted chandelier. It's just cool, like candles, and also it's like one of the highest fucking special attacks in the game. That's not a legendary, and it's kind of ridiculous. I just always found that fun as a kid. Just big. This
Yeah,
thing
plus
have
it's a-
big number. This make neurons go boom.
It's a fire type that learns energy ball. Tell Fox to take notes.
Fun fact about Chandelure. Outside of starter Pokemon, there are only 2 3-stage fire type Pokemon lines. One is Chandelure, and one is Magmar. Those are the
Yeah.
only two in all of
Yeah,
Pokemon that aren't starters.
Magmar got 2 of its stages retroactively.
Yeah. I remember back when Magmortar and Magby didn't exist.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
liked
my pick.
Magby. I think Magby's a good design.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Time to
that's my
switch
pick.
over to Braden. Once it
Fuck them kids.
loads. There we go.
And my favorite is Giratina, the origin version specifically. But
Pretty fucking solid
You don't
choice.
like Legs McGee?
the altered version is good. I just have a preference for you know, uh, uh,
I will say Giratina was a very close second for my pick, I will say.
something about scary spectral dragon Satan.
Hi, Shadow. It's me, the devil. From the Bible.
Hey, buddy, it's me.
I think you understand. I am
Actually
the
watched that a
devil
couple
from the Bible. Okay, now we're up to Dragon with Avery.
Call it a basic bitch, pick all you want. But it's Garchomp.
But you already picked Gardevoir.
But it's my fucking Garchomp, baby. Because you can get the Gibble real early in Gen 4.
Ground
He
Shark Dragon.
he a little scamp to begin with. He don't really do much for you. But you get him going, and eventually he is crushing everything in his fucking path, including legendaries. This fuck was banned to Ubers in like Gen 4 because he was just too good, too powerful for this world. Let's fucking go Garchomp. That is
Unless
I think I'd like.
it's a
I
Garchomp
think I'd
is a
like-
go ahead.
I think I'd like Garchomp more if it didn't fly.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't fly in the games. It's fine.
Oh, he flies the most recent ones.
Oh, never mind.
Garchomp is unstoppable unless the temperature drops below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Because then he dies.
Well, Avery doesn't know what
slowly.
that is.
0 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's why you make him hold the ice type damage reducing berry. You'll be fine.
Alright, now we switch over to Braden for Dragon.
I guess. Okay, so I don't know at this point if this is a valid pick because
Are you gonna pick Rayquaza again?
well, yeah, Rayquaza was my favorite Pokemon, so
Well, you should pick a different one.
okay. If I had to pick a different one, it would probably be Dragonair because
I mean,
To be fair,
if need be, you could. If need be, you could put in Rayquaza as the dragon and switch the flying out for something else.
well, I wouldn't really know what other flying type to pick. You know what?
Farfetch'd.
Butterfree. I can do Butterfree there. Because Butterfree is absolutely like gorgeous. Butterfree is a very, very fantastic Pokemon. I enjoy that it has so many status effect moves, and it is an elegant butterfly.
If it wasn't
And then
for
we can put
Butterfree, I would not have beat Misty.
Yeah, and in Gen 1, if you pick Charmander, Butterfree is your best hope of getting past Brock. Because it learns Confusion really early.
And like sleep better.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
anyway, dragons.
So now we'll switch over to Avery for Dark type.
Well, nobody picked Flygon this time.
My pick
Everybody
for
picked
Dark type
Flygon last time.
Everyone picked Flygon.
My pick being Umbreon.
Nice.
Most because I remember playing like Heart Gold like back in the day, and because obviously, when you're young, you have school and shit during the day, so you can't play video games during the day. Sad. So my Eevee in Heart Gold ended up evolving into an Umbreon because I played at night, and I've never looked back.
Umbreon has the dubious air
Wait.
quotes honor of outside of Sneasel and Crystal is the only dark type obtainable in Johto before the post game.
Yep. But you want to say something, Beth?
In my day, we went to school until 8 p.m.
Yeah, but that's my pick.
Yeah,
Very
Umbreon's
nice.
pretty solid. And now your pick, Red?
My favorite was Sableye.
Sableye! Gremlin.
One of the ones I had until Fairy was introduced had no weaknesses.
That was one of my favorite things about Sableye. It's like one of the very few Pokemon that had no elemental type weaknesses.
And unlike Spiritomb, you can actually do more than one thing with Sableye.
What's this
Because
little gem gremlin? Look at it.
In Spiritomb, you got like one viable moveset. But Sableye, you can actually do different shit.
Yeah. So yeah, Sableye was pretty much a no-brainer for dark types for
I
me.
like how it's a mega is you just give it a giant ass crystal that holds as a shield.
Oh,
The thing that gets me about Mega Sableye is, let me see, stats. What? Is because the gym just sort of grows out of it when Mega evolves, and you can kind of see that in the animation. Its weight goes up from like 25 pounds to 360 pounds as the Mega because it's weighing the gym for some reason.
Sorry.
That would be like if you're trying to weigh a Pokemon and it has a hold item and you include the weight of the hold item.
I mean, they do that for Tinkaton. And they include the hammer.
It just doesn't seem scientifically accurate.
But yeah, Sableye, I've always liked Sableye. We're using one in our Platinum playthrough. And I may or may not have picked it solely so that we have a check for Spiritomb on Cynthia, but
there you go.
I was like, good luck, Cynthia. Let's see who wins this battle of dark ghost types. So now we have Avery for Steel.
Uh-huh. And my pick is Aggron.
Heck yeah.
Just getting an Aeron in like Emerald and just beelining for this beefy fuck as soon as I could. Getting that Iron Head and that Rock Slide going. The wall was unstoppable unless a fighting type happened. Then he was kind of fucked, but
The way I always played Aggron in Monotype was with Autotomize, full speed investment, Focus Sash, and Rock Head. Just hitting everything with rocks.
With head smash. Yeah, I remember like having Autotomize on one in like Gen 5. It was very fun. Just plus 3 speed, because why the fuck not? Yeah, that's my pick for Steel.
And I'm switching back over for Braden for Steel.
And my favorite Steel type is Jirachi. Because
you like Pokemon
wishes
you can't
are
obtain
cool.
in-game. I'm sorry, you picked Celebi and Jirachi now, so it's like...
Well, yeah, because time travel is cool and wishes are cool.
It's like you like Pokemon you can't have.
No, but Jirachi doesn't time travel.
No, Celebi time travels. Time travel is cool.
Well, yeah.
Jirachi cast makes
Okay.
wishes.
I mean,
Wishes
with
are cool.
Jirachi, you can wish to time travel. All right, now we'll switch
Just
back
falling
to
asleep for 7 years is kind of time travel.
There you go.
and fairy pick for Avery.
Okay. Last one, and that for me is Togekiss.
The much needed evolution Togetic.
Much needed. You know, not originally fairy in the games that I mostly played it in, but I think the most needed retroactive fairy. Because this thing is a normal flying type. Had some moves going, but
I don't know. Maybe Clefairy needed the fairy type more.
I mean,
this isn't a ranking of who needs it more. I just think that the Togepi line needed to not be normal.
Okay.
I am
Just
not normal. But I am a genetic freak, and I am not normal.
And plus, can I just say, you give it Thunder Wave, it has Serene Grace, you give it Air Slash, Paralyzed,
No, you can't say that.
Paralyzed 60% chance to
Cut the
flinch.
feed, cut the
Let's
feed.
go. After the
Hyper's in
fucking races,
position.
you never get to do anything ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my final pick.
Very solid.
Jump over Brain one more. And go ahead.
My favorite is fairy type is Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
Is Puff is Jiggly.
Is this
Jigglypuff.
because of Smash, or...
No, this is because in the show there was a Jigglypuff that would sing, put everyone to sleep, and then get angry that everybody fell asleep during his performance and draw on their faces. And I thought that was funny.
Yes, you'll see that Braden's choices are mostly because of the anime.
Yeah. I watched the show a lot more than I played the games, which
Because-
seems to be inverse of everybody else here.
Braden vibes with drawing dicks on people's faces while they're passed out. That's why we always make sure Braden falls asleep first before.
Yeah.
This is why we always drug Braden and do horrible things to him.
You'd have to. I work night shift.
I mean,
Think
you
you're gonna
are
stay
always sleeping all the time.
Well,
During the day, yeah.
I mean, is it a coincidence that when Nick and I were on a road trip with Braden, we locked him sleeping in a chair in the closet? No, because Braden did that under his own volition.
This is true. This is true. I slept in the chair in the closet of my own free will.
Okay,
Good time.
so that is their picks. I guess, Beth, did you want to show them your picks?
Yeah, we can go over if you move the streams over their picks one more time before we show them ours from the last
Yeah.
video.
So that's Avery's picks, and then we just saw Braden's picks. So yeah,
So these were mine.
1 second. It's loading. Okay.
So I actually put in. So I had the female Indeedee as my psychic pick, and Kangaskhan as my normal pick. And then at the very end of the video, I switched Indeedee to the normal type so I can put in Bruxish because I knew it would annoy Avery.
It does. Stupid fucking fish.
And there's Flygon.
Oh, Flygon. A mon that's way worse than you'd hoped as a child.
And then I guess we'll
I
go
will say-
over mine.
I did almost choose Frostlass for one of mine.
I also almost chose Frostlass for Ice.
And Frostlass is fairly solid.
How many times have we said solid this video?
I think, was it Akka chose Frostlass, maybe? No, Akka chose Glaceon. Who chose Frostlass?
E.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking someone else also chose Frostlass. Alright. And so my picks are as follows. We've got Miloetta, followed by Alolan Marowak, Mantine, Maractus, Electivire, Lapras, Heracross, Venusaur, Mamoswine, but I chose it for ground. Dodrio, Girafarig, Beautifly, Aerodactyl, which is surprisingly my only fossil pick. Misdreavus, Flagon, Weavile, Steelix, and Rabombi.
Not bad picks. Not in the slightest.
Very nice, very nice.
Okay. Well, this has been this episode. Any final thoughts?
I'm surprised at how little overlap there's actually been, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of variety.
I'm just sad that Akka didn't get to finish the episode to get the payoff, because when Akka had to leave early, so we basically did all of her remaining ones at once, and she just sort of picked Mawile as her steel pick, like sort of as a
Filler.
I couldn't think of anything else, and I don't really like the steel type. And I was like, because Mawile is actually my favorite Pokemon. It's like, how dare you? How dare you do this so casually?
You don't appreciate it. Anyway, bye.